Woo! Good morning. Good morning. It's Monday. I know. I can't seem to get well. I don't know what this is. I mean, I know what it is. I'm just trying to get well. And I don't know. It's taking a long time. Welcome to LoveBabz, Love Talk on Babz Rawls-Ivy. I hope y'all had a good weekend. I had a fantastic weekend. Uh, a fantastic weekend. Let me go back and tell you what I did because I don't even really know what I was doing. My sister was in town, so my sister was here since last weekend. Um, she was here. We did a soul stitch thing, and then we had a soul stitch, and she just hung out, which was really nice. But she just went back yesterday. I miss having my sister like seconds away. Um, so that was fun. So we hung out a little bit. We went to Cannon, heard a little live music. Um, went to Bloom, went to the bookstore, and it's a great weekend. uh, I went I went to the a pizza story reading. I got there like 12:15, and it was packed. So people were just like Jess said people were outside in lines. So I hope we made a little bit of money. But it was a great crowd. It was a great reading. It was a great little taste of what's to come in June. It was delightful. And the energy is really good. And God knows with these moments that we're in right now, we need all the energy we could get. Like every drop of it. So that's where we are. And then I'm house sitting this week. So went over there a little bit, spent the night, came back over here to my house this morning to do the show. And went yesterday afternoon after the pizza story to the service of lamentation and healing, which is the conversation that I had. I had Jill Marie Snyder on Friday, Thursday. And she was telling me the story about Lucy and Lois Triton. And so it was their service that we went to yesterday. It was quite moving. Quite moving. So Lucy and Lois Triton were the last enslaved people, the last enslaved Africans sold on the New Haven Green, bought and sold on the New Haven Green. I know. I'm still trying to process that. I'm still trying to think about it. But it was a wonderful service. The Reverend Dr. Leon Bailey, who works at the Community Foundation, that's where I know him from. I didn't know he was all of this, Reverend Dr. So and so. I didn't know he was rounded out like that. It's like, oh, I told him, I said, ooh, I should have been watching my language. He's like, God knows who I am. So he gave a wonderful he gave us a wonderful meditation to think about. How our human selves is just one part of the story, that our spiritual selves is the bigger story. And the Salt and Pepper Gospel Singers, Jill Snyder, of course, and the St. Luke's and Trinity Reconciliation Project. So it was really really a wonderful service. Children were in it reading from St. Luke's. So the two churches came together nicely. So, but it was good. I was quite moved by it. Quite moved. And I hope more to come. it's one of those things you had to be in the space to sort of experience. So I hope more to come. That's really profoundly it. More to come. Because this is a very very challenging bit of information. And I was telling Ife and Erica Bradley, my soror, that I never think about the green as a place where slave trading went on. But the green was the place for commerce in the 1700s, 1600s, 1800s. You know what I mean? Like it was the place. And so, if you know anything about slavery, enslaved Africans were the commerce. So it's a lot to handle. I think a lot to process, but we will process, and we will do our best. So anyway, that's what I did, and then I made my way over to where I'm house sitting to Dr. Ferguson's. Made myself a wonderful salad, had a great bottle of wine, and then I went to sleep. You know, and I brought my books. So I'm going to finish this W.E.D. Du Bois book before I leave for Story Week. Harry, I have Story Week next week, so I'm not around. I'll send you a formal message, but I'm at Story Week next week. So, and Story Week is what I do with the Graustein Memorial with Bill Graustein and other folks, and I'll be there for the week. It's such a wonderful experience. I'm working, but it's not work. It's real joy. So I'm happy to do it. I'm happy I'm able to do it. And I have some other news. I got into law school. I got into law school. I got into law school. It is still, when they called me, I won't say the name of the school yet until I say yes to the dress. That's just code for I have to respond to them. They called me and said, we have a spot for you if you want full-time day or part-time day. And I said, well, I need some time to think about it. And then I was like shocked. I didn't know how to, I didn't know how to respond. I just was like a little frozen. And I'm never one without grasp of words. Thank you, Harry. I'm never one without words. But I was a little stunned. So I called Professor Foreman, and I said this. I told him the story. So he's like, "Well, you don't sound happy." I said, "No, I believe me. I'm very reserved in this moment, but I am happy." He's like, "Well, do you want to go to law school?" I said, "Of course. Listen, we've been on this journey for what, 2 years? Damn near 3 years. 2 years. Of course, I want to go to law school." So he's like, we'll talk more. I was like, okay. I told him what was said and blah, blah, blah. And this second round, I only applied to 2 schools. I applied to the 2 schools that I was waitlisted at because I felt like that'd be a better chance for me to get in. So, because I applied to all the other schools in town and around in Connecticut, and I didn't get in. And I wasn't going to go back. And I had went up to one of the schools, and I was slated to go up to the other school, but I ended up in great conversation with both of them about reapplying and that kind of thing. So it just felt I just didn't know what to make of it. It's one of these things where you work so hard for something, your nose to the grindstone, you eat, sleep, and drink LSAT and readiness, and then I've taken the LSAT 3 times. I should have just stayed with my very first score. But no, I'm not going to say that. Because you know what? Everything works to your good. Particularly somebody like me who believes the universe is for me and not against me. I'm not one of those people. I always think the universe is working for me. You know how some people are like, "Oh, everything's not going right." You know, they're not. No, the universe is working against me. I never believe that. I always think the universe is always. I always believe God is on my side, cheering me and rooting me on. So anyway, I got into law school. I will let them know this week. I haven't heard from the other law school, but I think this first law school is the right choice for a lot of reasons. For commuting, for where it is, for what I want to do. I think it's the right choice. So I feel really good about that. You know, I feel confirmed in that. So I posted it up on my social media site, and I think I'm up to 340 people or something. And I saw Miss Hameen yesterday, and she gave me a beautiful bracelet, stones and a silver cowrie shell, and it was so lovely. So I felt like that's the talisman moving forward. I felt like that's the talisman. So, so the well wishing has been overwhelming, to say the very least. You know, when you have people who genuinely want your happiness to materialize. That's how I see this. Like people just genuinely, and just the exuberance of folks. You know, people who I don't even know follow me or listen to me. You know, it's traveling. This is good news that it's traveling through the community like wildfire. Like people are reaching out and people are hearing about it and people, and it is such a it's such a wonderful feeling to have this kind of news travel fast, because I remember a time when news traveled that was not favorable to me. That it was scandalous, and it caused me a great deal of shame and heartache. But this news is not any of that. This news is celebratory all the way through. And I'm just delighted. You know, I am just delighted. And I hope that people feel like if I could do it, they could do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I could do it, they could do it. Because I'm not special. I'm not anything. I'm not the smartest bulb in the box. I'm not the sharpest tool in the toolbox. Or what did I say? The sharpest tool in the bar. I'm not any of those things. What I am is steadfast, and I have a lot of fortitude. I just kept at it, you know, and I was prepared to do it one more time. You know, I was prepared to go another round, and then that would be it if the answer was still no. So I had a plan, and I just stayed. I just stayed on my path. I saw this meme yesterday that said, "I'm gonna stay in my lane because ain't no traffic." I was like, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. I'm gonna stay in my lane because ain't no traffic. So, I'm delighted. I am. I just want people to know I'm delighted, and the real work shows up in a little bit. Do you know what I mean? The real work begins After, as soon as I say yes, and I'm thinking about, how I'm gonna do it. You know, I'm in the process of looking for a new place to call home because I won't be here past August, so I'm looking for a new space to call home. I got some things in the hopper, so I think my luck is going very well right now. I'm thinking that should be the next great thing. Um, so we'll see what happens. I'm feeling pretty good. Uh, I think I'm up for this challenge. I think I'm up for now. Listen, I'm still be doing my show. I think some kind of way. I'll work it all out. Once I get the details of what my schedule will be like, we'll figure this all out. We'll figure it all out. And I had some language back and forth with Paul about it. Paul is so excited. He's just been in my corner and is cheering me on. And one of the people that wrote a beautiful, beautiful letter of recommendation, which, the first time he did it, I didn't ask to see it. The second time I asked to see it because Professor Foreman was like, we just want to make sure we hit all the points. And so when we were reading the letter, Professor Foreman was like, I think we hit all the points. He was like, this is a damn good recommendation letter. I was like, I know, right? Like, who the hell is Paul talking about? I cannot live up to any of this hype. But it did my heart good. And all the letters, Ruby Melton, Ron Thomas, Jeff, just wonderful. And then all the people who wrote letters on the DL. I know some of y'all wrote letters on the DL. Some of y'all wrote letters on the DL. The ones that I told where I was trying to get into, they know people, so they were like, oh no, I'm just gonna. And then they told me after the fact, oh yeah, I sent a little note. I was like, okay. So I'm now I have to figure out how to pay for this. I don't know. One bridge at a time. That's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna go with one bridge at a time. Because I, I can't. Listen. I just have enough light for the first step. I can't see the whole staircase, so I'm just gonna put one foot in front of the other as best I can. And if I got this far, there's a saying in Black church. He brought me this far by faith. He's not gonna leave me yet. So I feel like that. I always feel like that. I was like, whatever God brought you to, He'll bring you through. So I'm gonna stand on that business. I'm gonna stand on that business. Oh yeah, I did get a chance to participate in the Delta gyms. The my sorority, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. We have a young women's mentoring program. Two tiers of it: teenagers and then younger girls. And so I got to speak Saturday. For and my talk was on women's suffrage, which was great to do on Women's International Women's Day. Now March is Women's History Month, so it was really nice to sort of talk to these young girls, and I did it in a fireside chat kind of vibe, bringing everybody close together and that kind of thing, so that we could be engaged in an intimate kind of conversation, you know. So it was wonderful, you know. So I did that, and I was out by like, I don't know. I got there. It started at 10. I took a good 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and you know, did my thing, talked about it, tied it to now, talked a little bit about the history of women and what women were able to do and weren't able to do. I tried to align it to their everyday practical life now. And, what they get to enjoy now was not always the case. So it was a good conversation, I thought, talking to them. And I tried to get them to engage me back, and I think they did. I think they did. So anyway, that's the way of the world. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. So that was my weekend. My weekend was exciting. 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 So that's it. I have a guest next hour, Connor, uh, who is going to be my guest. He's a pianist. Let me call it up real quick. Colin Hennick. Oh, you know what, Harry? It's Connor. Connor. It's Connor. Uh-oh. I think we have to fix it. I put it up as Colin too. It's Connor. Oh boy. I thought I'd get it to you in time to change it, but uh, I'll fix it. I'm gonna go take it down so that he doesn't see it. Because nobody likes your name messed up. I'm gonna go swoop it down real quick. Because it's not right. Da, 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 da. Yeah, oh good. See, the good thing is it'll take it down from, come on. This thing just gets on my nerves. Okay, it's done. All right. I'll go fix it on Instagram too. All the problems, 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 problems. What is national today? What is it? Oh, national. What is it? Let me click on Harry. See what you got going on. Oh, that one is fine. Okay, I was looking for the other one, but it must have taken it. Okay. Ooh, it's hot in my house. Gee whiz. My keyboard is stuck. I don't know why. I don't know why it is I don't know why this is doing this. Okay. Anyway, I'm trying to pull up what you just said, Harry, and it is giving me not what I want. So I'm gonna have to go look this up, I guess. Oh, wait, it's coming. It's coming. Let's see. Harry sent me something because it's Harriet Tubman Day. And you know what else it is, Harry? It is Harriet Tubman Day and it's Black Women Rest Day. So it is Black Women Rest Day. Harriet Tubman Day is celebrated on March 10th every year. And if you've never heard of Harriet Tubman, she was a former slave, a former enslaved person who fought tirelessly to free other slaves by assisting them in fleeing their captors. Tubman is celebrated all around the United States, especially in Maryland and in New York. And you could walk the walk that she did to freedom. Now it's going to take you a good minute, but there are routes you could take. You can walk from Maryland to New York. Tubman is celebrated all around the United States, in Maryland and New York. Two states which held great significance in her life. She is most commonly known for the Underground Railroad, which refers to the network of safe houses she used to help slaves escape. Harriet Tubman Day is a day to remember the heroic actions of this great woman and honor her work by fighting racism whenever you see it, wherever you see it. Yes, thank you, Harry. Thank you, thank you. It's Harriet Tubman Day, but it's also uh, National Rest Day for Black women, and that's a wonderful thing. So I'm gonna post that up. Since today is that day, well, that'll make me feel pretty good, because God knows with, with the way the world is going on, uh, we need something. Sheesh. Lordy, lordy, lordy. You know, it's a lot. I know it's a lot. I know everybody's like, gosh, we can't tolerate another, but we do. We will. We must. So I'm just trying to yeah, so it's the National Day of Rest for Black Women, and it is deliberately on Harriet Tubman's uh uh day. So FYI, this is the anniversary of her death. So I'm trying to get a clear picture of it. But anyway, so to all the black women out there who is working, uh, I want you to find some time for yourself today and take it all in. And there's events going on all around the country, and there's virtual events. So you could sign up if you feel so inclined to um, if you feel so inclined to want to commemorate in some sort of way. Do you know what I mean? So if you feel in some kind of way, and you want to mark this day with something, there's stuff going on. So you could do a search, and they're doing something in Auburn, New York. So they are celebrating. So just FYI, I should have I might put this in the paper had I thought about this a little more deeply, you know. But happy rest, National Day of Rest for Black women. So if you know any black women, wish them a happy day of rest. You know, you can mark that. I don't think no sisters would be annoyed with you. They might be flattered that you recognize they need rest. We need rest. So I think the rest of the afternoon, after I come from the gym and do some work, then the rest of the evening is going to be about rest and more wine. How about that? So yes, 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 yes. Thanks, Harry. That's very good. And his name is Connor. I took down the Colin one. It's all right. We will live to fight another day. We will live to fight another day. So yeah, so there's stuff going on all day today in Auburn, in Maryland, Auburn, New York, in Maryland, and other places in between. So, and if you do a search, stuff will come up. They're doing stuff in New Jersey at Cape May. There's doing stuff in So there's doing stuff. And I'm sure you have to put this on your calendar. since Google since Google was buying into the racist DEI stuff, anti-DEI. It kills me when people use DEI like the word nigger because they can't say nigger, so they're gonna say DEI. You know what I mean? Like that's how they playing this. You know, because they know if they say nigger, they liable to get beat down. But if they use DEI in place, and it's such a false narrative and a false equivalency. But here we are. They have weaponized it and made it. But we could get it back. I mean that's just that's just a pushback with some Kendrick Lamar. They not like us. They're not like us. They're not like us. They're not like us. That's just a pushback. That's it. Just push back. Because it just makes me cringe every time I hear somebody disparage DEI. We don't want diversity, equity, or inclusion. And you know what that means? That means there's a lot of people you don't want at the table. You know. That's what that means, and that you're not trying to have pathways for people to live what you call the American dream, to eke out a life for themselves. That's what you're saying, and it is unconscionable. But I heard a quote this morning from an AKA that was on a sister AKA that was on she was talking on a post and she said karma. Wait, I wrote it down. I have to say this absolutely correct. What she said was, I guess they didn't realize that karma is the most patient gangster ever. It's my favorite thing to say now. Karma is the most patient gangster. So all these people who are, I mean, all of them that voted to undo Medicaid and Medicare, all of them that are trying to hijack Social Security with Musk and I mean, it's just, I don't get it. But karma is a patient gangster. That's my favorite quote. Favorite. She ought to put that on a t-shirt. Such a good quote. And let me say something about Megan Sussex. And everybody's all up and up. Not everybody. White people and some ridiculous black people. And I think for me, when I see them going after this woman, which I don't understand. But you know what it is? I read a piece the other day that said, they don't want to see black women happy and go lucky and living their best lives and having their dreams. They don't like it. They don't like it. And they want us to be downtrodden and beat down and sad all the time. That's how they imagine us. They do not imagine us as being free women with our own agency. And the hatred that this woman is getting for no other reason than pursuing her dreams. Martha Stewart don't get that hate. Martha Stewart has made a career and a gazillion dollars on being in the kitchen, cooking. Which is what white patriarchy and some black patriarchy want anyway. They want you to be in the kitchen happy with an apron on and your bare feet cooking with a baby on your hip. So Martha Stewart gave it to them. So Megan Sussex, and she's using her name Sussex, and people are upset. And I'm thinking to myself, that is the family name. And she decided to finally use it because that's her children's name. And I don't know anybody who doesn't have children, who's been married, does not want to take on their name. If you do it. And if you get divorced, you keep the name because your kids have the name. I raised my hand to that. My name is Babz Rawls-Ivy. My maiden name is Rawls-Ivy. I hate the fact that I even have to say maiden. Maiden? I was a grown ass woman when I got married. It wasn't a maiden. The hell? My given name. And then I adopted a name. I adopted Ivy when I got married. And I kept it after I got divorced because that was my children's name. And so I kept in line with them. And it was already so much change. I didn't want to add another layer of change. And I could easily drop it, but now it is a part of I own it now. I just own it. So, it's all right with me. So I don't know. I don't understand this. I get the smoke for her because they don't want to see black women. And then somebody had the nerve to say, well, she's not black. Let me tell you something, white people. Y'all don't get to tell us. You used to tell us. You don't tell us anymore who is black and who isn't black. You used to be able to tell us that. You don't tell us that in 2025. And if somebody says that in my face, I don't know. I might need an attorney. Because I might smack the taste out your mouth. I love saying that. Because that's an old folks saying. Remember old folks used to say that? I'll smack the taste out your mouth. Like, damn. Yes. So she catching it right now. But she don't seem to be bothered. And listen, everybody's human. People don't like to. I know what it's like to have people say things about you and your skin is not thick enough. My skin is thick now. Child. I like when people talk about me. I didn't when I was insecure and I was like, thought the spotlight was on me and, but now I'm like, say whatever you want to say. And that's just because I'm older and wiser and I know a thing about a thing, But when I was about her age, I understand feeling all the wounds and all the licks that people hurl at you and you trying to understand why. Like, what did I do? Like, why? Girl, you ain't did nothing but live your beautiful life. And if anybody has to have a royal life, that's the life we want to have on our own terms. So do your thing. And her show, and people forget, or they didn't know, that she was a homemaking kind of blogger. She would find tips and stuff. I mean, and it was quite successful until she's fully stepped into her acting career. And then she sort of shut it down because, you don't have time to run a blog takes a lot. I've done 2 or 3 of them. It takes a lot to run a blog. You have to stay on top of that stuff. So anyway, she's an actor, and quite talented at that. So now she's just returning back to her roots, and they renewed her for a second season. I think she's talented. I mean, it's time to see, women do what they want to do when they want to do it. I'm here for it. I don't have no smoke about that. And I know people like to talk about people, but it's always the people who are sitting at home doing nothing. I'm like, this woman is chasing her own dream on her own terms. And, honestly, she probably doesn't have to do a damn thing. She's got 2 kids. She can spend all her whole time doing that. I've seen women do it with less. So what? Let this woman, every little thing is suspect. Every little thing is scrutinized. Oh, why does our kid, they're on the boat? Why isn't the kid strapped down? Shut up. Mind your business. Oh, look what she wore to the thing. Yeah, she looks great. That woman kicked out 2 kids and she looks great. Great. She looks great. So anyway, I just need to say that. I just need to say it. Because I've had enough of people and their foolishness. Like, go sit down. Go somewhere and sit down. Leave that woman alone. And it's always the people who are not doing anything, who don't have no courage to do anything, to step out on faith or anything. They're not doing anything but just on these, being, what do they call them? Thumb thugs. Thumb thugs. They're just being thumb thugs. You know, behind these pseudonyms, talking ish. It's like, y'all, get out of here. Leave that woman alone. Leave her alone. So, anyway, keyboard warriors. And not even warriors, Harry. Keyboard punks. He was just being keyboard punks. Just being keyboard punks. I was like, I put my whole name out there because I want you to know I said it. I'm like Nikki Giovanni. The people I hate, I want them to know I hate them so that the people I love will know that I love them. That's it. So, anyway, life goes on. Ta-da-dee, ta-da-da, dee, ta-da-da. It's going to be a sad day when people, find themselves at the end of their lives, and that's how they spent their time, maligning other people. Seriously? I'm like, get yourselves together, people. Get yourselves together. Get yourselves together. I might take me a long, luxurious bath tonight, this evening. I have to figure. I think I'm gonna have some Irish beef stew. I think that's what I'm having for dinner. And then the besties will come by either tomorrow or sometime or other the rest of the week. So, yeah. So I've got a lot to consider, and I'll be in the play. I'm in the play. Me and Margot and I, we're in a pizza story. So I'm delighted. So rehearsals start tomorrow. And then I'm away for a week. Then I come back. So I'm only going to be away like a couple of times throughout this, between now and June. But I'm going to know my lines and know my marks. I'm going to be on top of it. I'm not as nervous as I was the first time. The first time I was like, ah. But this show, we got a bunch of performances. I'm like, oh Lord, we got to be on. I'll be committed to memory, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. There's a lot going on. I've got to. I want to get into my fencing class. And it's supposed to start March. So we'll see what happens. Between that, going to the gym, I gotta go to the gym, I gotta work out. And I'm not going back to Target, just FYI, if anybody want to know where I'm standing. I'm done with Target. They just piss me off with their foolishness. I just can't mess with them. I just can't. I'm not going to. I'm not having any more I'm just not going there. And I love Target, trust me. But I can't mess around with them. I don't know who they thought was going to come in there and shop in that store. Who you think is shopping in there? Gays and black people. The arbiters of fashion and good taste. Them MAGA people ain't in there. They not in there. So the one or two MAGA people go in there like, ooh, I don't like the rainbows. What do you mean you don't like rainbows? I don't like rainbows and everything is rainbow. You're just pushing a gay agenda. I'm going to tell you something. And these people are stupid. Let me tell you why I think they're stupid. And I know people are like, oh, don't call people stupid. I'm calling them stupid because I know one damn thing for true. I'm not going to wake up tomorrow morning and question my sexuality. I'm firmly who I am, just like they are firmly who they are. Now, What has happened is that they've had to hide and pretend and live false lives. I don't want that for anybody. I don't want that for anybody. I want everybody to be fully themselves in their own skin, living the life of their own dreams. I don't want people to have to hide and pretend and any of that stuff just to be in the world. No. We are not going back to those kinds of moments and days for people. We want people to be out and proud and loud and whatever form that they want to be in. If they want to be non-binary or binary, if they want to be they, them, if they want to be he, hers, whatever. Let people live the lives that they are called to lead. And if that means they have to have a surgical procedures for gender assigning, I'm not standing in the way of that. I don't have a thought on it except do what you need to do. And y'all stop this, well, it's influencing kids. You really think drag queens and gay people, all this is what is influencing kids? You think that? Then you are, not only are you stupid, you're a fool. If that's what you think, and you think putting the Ten Commandments on a classroom wall is going to do what? Listen, this is what I know. If you feel that strongly about some religious thing, then you take your damn kids to church every Sunday or however long days you need to go to church. Do that. You think you need the school to do the work that you are not willing to do for your own kids? Come on now. People are just out. This level of ignorance is just stunning to me. Stunning. No one says you can't pray in school. You just can't make everybody else pray. If your kid want to pray, they can pray. You can pray all day. They can sit in class and pray all day. You just can't make other kids do it. What is it with this group prayer thing? Oh, I want everybody to pray. Why? If this is what you do at your house, you tell your kid, you gotta get your prayers in when you're in school. I don't think people see we are dumbing down our country. I don't think people see it. Because when you dumb down your country, you can make people do just about any damn thing. You could get them to do just about anything. I read a piece yesterday. I'm about to take a break. I read a piece yesterday how private prisons are on the rise and they're thriving. And they're thriving because, watch for it, wait for it. They're going to be detention centers. Now, there's very little oversight for private prisons, Just FYI. So all manner of things are going to happen. All kinds of abuse is going to happen. Just FYI. But no, you're worried about drag queens, but you're not worried about private prisons holding children, women, people with no oversight. You're not worried about that? That doesn't make your hair stand up on the back of your neck. But drag queens on a brunch, you know what? If drag queens are doing brunches someplace, then you don't go to that place. Why you want to be the gatekeeper for other people's happiness and fun? That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. And you know what? I'm gonna give you permission to stop it. I'm gonna give you absolute permission. We went to a drag brunch in Miami. We was walking by. They was getting it in. It was so much fun. These drag queens be doing the most, and it's wonderful to watch. So just FYI. So yes, the world is the ghetto right now, but it will not stay so. The Empire strikes back. The Empire strikes back. Believe it or not. I know people are like, what are the Dems doing? There are some Dems that are making some loud noise and some moves. I just have faith in that. I stand on that. So I'm gonna take a break, and when I come back, I've got the wonderfully talented Connor coming on. He's a pianist. To great Hannick. He'll be on at 10:15. He's playing the Schwartzman Center on the 26th and the 27th. So he looks rather young too from this picture. So I'm looking forward to hearing about his musical life. So I'll be back. Hi, this is Babz Rawls-Ivy from New Haven, Connecticut, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, streaming live at newhavenindependent.org.